So it's time for the third NicCageAthon movie. The third one I chose was Lord of War. This is, I would say, an Oscar bait movie that didn't actually win any. I think the plan didn't come off. In it, Nick Cage plays a Ukrainian immigrant from a Ukrainian immigrant family that becomes, from humble beginnings, a very powerful arms dealer. He has to narrate everything all the way through it, and he's very, very good in it. He has to be quite charming in a role that could be utterly hateful, and it is in a lot of ways incredibly hateful. He's somebody who trades on arms and doesn't care about the consequences. It's just about himself. Jared Leto, or Leto, however you're supposed to pronounce that, is also in the film as his brother. He's also very good, even though I can see that his performance is essentially three things. He has to be the conscience, occasionally sort of saying, is this the right thing we're doing? And stands around looking a bit twitchy.
I don't know, Yuri.
He also indicates this, the second thing that he does, indicates this by smoking, and he sort of like drags on cigarettes like this.
There. Fuck you.
And the third thing is he stands around looking handsome, which he does very well. Ethan Hawke is also in it as a sort of FBI type man, CIA, but he's another side of the conscience. He's trying to stop people like Nick Cage from their arms trade. Now, there is one massive flaw with this film, in that it's essentially a Michael Moore polemical documentary, and they've kind of welded a lot of characters on it to make it a story rather than just do a documentary. But essentially, Nick Cage's character, Yuri Orlov, is an amalgam of about 12 different real life people. So the real life events, there are real life people, but no one person did all of the things that Nick Cage's character does. They wouldn't have enough lifetime to do all the things that his character is expected to have done. But it's just a way of showing us the world's trouble spots and how arms dealers in Britain and America have traded on that and traded on the misery of other people. It's a very powerful film. Despite all those misgivings, it is an enormous flaw that it looks like a documentary, and that it ought to have been in many ways a documentary, but it's still terrifically well done. There is an opening scene that goes on for about 3 minutes, which traces the life of a bullet from being manufactured to its ultimate end, and you can tell as soon as you see what's happening with the opening credits, that you watch this bullet go through the manufactory, how that little story is going to play out. But it's almost like a mini film in itself, and it is terrifically well done, and it just brings home the point of you've got a factory over here making this stuff, but here, not very far away removed from it, is the consequence of that it's death to boy soldiers in Africa, for example. Nick Cage, in fairness, was brilliant in this film. I can't imagine there were many better performances that year. He should have been nominated for things for that. It's definitely one of his best performances for me.
There are over 550 million firearms in worldwide circulation. That's one firearm for every 12 people on the planet. The only question is, how do we arm the other 11?
So far on my count, that's 2-0 to Nick Cage, because I'm not counting Ghost Rider, because I think it kind of evened itself out, and any flaws weren't really his fault.
This is shit.
However, I have been online and I've bought some more Nick Cage movies, if I can find them. Oh my god, they're hiding. No, they're here. So I've thought that really I've been watching films of too great a quality, because I just want to watch a more entertaining film. So now, I already had Gone in 60 Seconds. I think that might be a little bit rubbish. I've got Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance. I think that might be terrible. I've got Captain Corelli's Pangolin, about a man and his love for a small reptile-like mammal. Apparently Nick Cage's accent in there is quite poor. But the one I'm really looking forward to the most is The Wicker Man Director's Cut. The original Wicker Man is a fantastic film, and it's pretty much sacrilege that they remade it at all, but that they remade it with Nick Cage could be a big problem. I'm really looking forward to seeing that and enjoying it. One other point, I'm just glad that watching all these Nick Cage movies hasn't in any way affected my mental balance. That would be terrible.
Shit.